personally think that second semester is much easier than first semester because it's really just about, do you know the formula? All right, and if you know the formula, then you can do the problems. All right, there's just a lot of formulas to try to remember. That's why I say it's important to write the formula. Right? Don't just write the numbers down. Don't just write the answer. All right? The idea is you're writing the formula down so it'll help you put it into your long-term memory. All right? Short-term is easier. Long-term is harder. All right? You got to do the repetition to make the long-term sink in. All right? So first thing to do is we are going to today talk about the law of sines. All right? And this is actually an easy proof. But again, you will probably learn the proof in pre-calculus, hopefully. Right now, it's unnecessary for us to learn the proof. I'm just going to show you the formula, all right? And again, the formula states, the law of sines states that the sine of A over A is always equal to the sine of B over B, which is also equal to the sine of C over C. All right, so everybody make sure you write that down. So all of these are just what? They're really just proportions. All right. Now, let's remember this also. I'm going to draw the triangle. I think it'd be a good idea for you to draw any triangle here. All right, and then we can label it A, B, and C. We can label it A, B, and C. Now, I need everybody to remember, opposite the angle is the what? Is the side. So what does that mean? Angle A is opposite side what?
CB.
Well, yes, CB, but CB is called what letter?
A.
A, thank you. That is correct. All right, so again, notice capital letters are for angles, lowercase letters are for what? Sides. Opposite side or angle B is what? Side what?
B.
Side B. Now you could say CA and you would be correct. All right, but this is just based from the formula. All right, opposite C is what? Side C. And again, those are all lowercase. All right, super easy. All right. Now, does anybody remember from last week, if I'm trying to find an angle, what do I use?
Inverse.
Inverse. Thank you very much. All right, if you're looking for the side, you have to use the trig function. And in this case, we're going to use the sine. Tomorrow we will use the law of cosine. The next thing I want you to do is I want you to remember that to figure out if you use law of sine or law of cosine, I want you to remember this. Anytime they give you an angle and that side, it's always law of sine. Whenever they give you an angle and its opposite side, it's always law of sine. All right? We'll do law of cosines, and law of cosines is going to be when you have side, 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 or side, angle, side. All right? It's really simple. Really simple. All right? So let's go ahead and knock out number 1. All right? So I'm trying to find DF. All right? So DF we're going to call E. All right? Even though you can put X if you wanted to. I wouldn't care. All right? So now what I need for you to do is understand this relationship right here. All right? Those are the two that you know. All right? So right now, all we're going to do is we're going to write down sine of 80 over what? 20 equals somebody else. What? Sine of 44 over E. Beautiful. Look at that now. Sine of 80 over 20 equals sine of 44 over E. Now, because we are brilliant, I'm expecting you to already be able to do the what? Cross multiplying and dividing. All right, you don't have to write that step, but you have to write this down, though. I want everybody to write down. And again, please look up and make sure you're understanding me. All right, because right now, if you understand this, it's super easy. So watch. E is equal to 20 sine of 44 divided by sine of 80. That's what I want everybody to be able to tell me. All right, does everybody see that? You always multiply the two numbers and divide by the number next to the variable. So let me make sure I'm clear. I multiply these two numbers together, and then I always divide by the number, sine 80. So everybody happy with that explanation? So now you take out your handy dandy calculator, cross multiply, and divide. And so E, or DF, is approximately, and we'll say to the nearest tenth.
14.1.
14.1. Is everybody happy with that? Right? That's not bad, correct? Everybody good? 14.1? I told you, super easy. All right, yes, ma'am.
Wait, did you do like 20 sine 44 divided by 80?
Uh-huh.
I got.
Because you didn't close your parentheses.
I did.
Okay, so then go to mode. Are you in degrees?
Yeah.
Then there's no reason why you made a mistake. 20 sine 44 divided by sine 80. All right. That's not hard. All right, is everybody good with that, right? All right, so let's just practice number 2 before we move on. All right, somebody volunteer. Set it up for me. Go.
So A, right?
We're trying to find AC, right?
Yeah, we're trying to find A.
So that's going to be
Oh, wait, yeah.
B, right?
So we're going to do 100 over B.
What 100, though?
100
I know, but anytime you're doing an angle, there's got to be a trig function.
sine.
Yes.
Sine 100.
So we're going to write sine of 100 over B. Now, I have to know an angle and a side. Go ahead.
Sine 153. Or, no. 53.
Does everybody see this? Right, so listen, I should have said this before I started, but I didn't. So there's no way I can find AB, right? So I have to have this side. That side is opposite angle what? Opposite angle A. So I have to know angle A, but I don't have angle A. But I actually have angle A because the angles of a triangle add up to what? 180. So whenever you have two angles, you automatically know the third. So a lot of times I tell kids, if they give you two angles, let's figure out what the third angle is. All right? And so that would be what? How many degrees? I think it's 53 degrees. Everybody good with that? So now I'm going to go ahead and put a 53 degrees in here. And now I can say sine of 100 over B. Go ahead. Jackson, what is it?
Sine 100 over B
Equals what?
equals sine 53 over 48.
Exactly correct. Exactly correct. Everybody happy with that? And now we just say what? We just say B equals, hold up, 48. Very good, buddy. 48 sine 100 divided by what? Sine 53. Beautiful. Notice I'm writing the solution. I just don't want the answer. All right? And so now B or AC is, give me it.
59.2.
What is it? Somebody said 59.2. You were allowed to disagree also. Anybody have any objections with 59.2? Everybody good? Nothing to it. Right? Come on, speak up.
I did 48 sine 100 divided by sine 53, and I got 39.
So the problem most of you guys have is you don't close the parentheses, or your mode is not in degrees. So if your mode is in degree, you just have to make sure 48 sine 100, close the parentheses, all right, then divided by sine 53. Please double check. You're supposed to make your mistakes now. Double check, double check, double check. All right? Now again, because we're dealing with degrees, I really want your calculator in degrees. Leave him alone. He's brilliant. He can do it. All right? Thanks for the help. All right? Now, again, 3, 4, 5, 6 are essentially the same. So now we're going on to the next page. Now we're going to find the missing angle. All right, so the first 6, all you have to do is find the missing side. Now you have to find the missing angle. All right, so for question number 1, I'm trying to find angle Z. All right, so who's going to set it up? Isabella, you good? Set it up for me. Give it a shot. Now listen to me. Every single time sine, cosine, and tangent has to do with right triangles. Are these right triangles? So it doesn't follow the same. Again, we're just working on the law of sines today. You with me? So we're going to do sine of what?
57.
Perfect. Sine of 57.5 over what? Now, do you see why? Because the angle and the side opposite the angle is what is in the proportion. You hear me now? So, sine of 57.5 over what again? 15 is equal to, now I'm trying to find Z, right? Angle Z. So now what?
13.
Where does 13 go on the top or the bottom? Now, the top, listen to me.
Oh,
Bottom, because the side goes in the bottom. So 13 on the bottom. Do we know what Z is? No, so we have to put sine of Z. Sine of Z. Now, everybody, again, is supposed to be expected to cross multiply. So we're going to have sine Z is equal to 13 sine 57.5 divided by what? Divided by 15. So now I want sine Z is roughly, what is that about? 0.7, blah, blah, blah. Right? 0.7 what?
0.7309
0.7309.
39253.
Okay, that doesn't help me. That's just telling me the ratio. So to find the angle, we say inverse. So Z is equal to inverse sine of 0.7309. But instead of putting that all, I'm just going to put inverse sine of the what? Answer. All right, you can use the answer button on your calculator. You can push the up arrow and hit enter, or you can just hit second answer and it'll fill it in for you. So angle Z is approximately what? So 40, if we round it to the nearest tenth,
47.
I think it's 47 degrees.
Would you put sine Z?
What did you want me to put on the outside? Shh, shh.
I don't know why you didn't do
I don't know what you mean.
that. Like, why is it sine Z?
Because look, again, all right, I understand your question now. You ready?
Mhm.
Multiply the two numbers and divide by the other number.
Oh,
You with me?
Mhm.
All right, that's it. Every time you're looking for an angle. All right, now it's not helpful if you're not doing it. All right, everybody's got to type it in your calculator. Super simple. All right, now we're going to try one more time. All right, let's look at number 2. All right, so who's going to set it up? Here we go.
The sine of 32.
Sine of 32 over 9
is equal to the sine of L over 12.
Now, why didn't we do the sine of n? We don't know what that side is. Everybody with me? There's no way to do it. All right, so now let's cross multiply, divide here. And I end up with sine of L is equal to what? 12 sine 32 divided by 9. Everybody happy with that? So sine of L is equal to, I'm listening,
0.706.
0.706. So now to find L, I have to do
Inverse sine.
inverse sine. So angle L is roughly what?
45 degrees.
Oh, 45.
45 degrees.
Yes.
So if angle L is 45 degrees, are we happy yet?
No.
No. So now what's the quickest way to find N?
Add 32 to 45 and
Yep.
180 minus.
180 minus that answer. All right. So that would be 180 minus 77. Anybody else get 103 degrees? All right. So see, they can kind of try to confuse you by giving you the wrong angle. All right. So you have to remember in your triangle that the sum of the angles of a triangle always add up to 180. Everybody with me on that? I don't think that's that hard. Does everybody agree with that? All right, so now I think I gave you a third part. Let's go down here. Now you just have to, for this one, they just tell you to find an angle or a side. All right, so what we're going to do is we'll do number 1 and number 3, so that'll be 1 of each. All right, so PR is what we're trying to find, which is side Q. All right, Emily, help me set this up, kiddo.
Okay, so you sine 40
Yep, sine of 49 over what? Yes, perfect. All right, now they're trying to trick you here. So we had this. All right, so now you need a side and an angle. So what other side is known? 20. So I need, if I'm going to use 20, I need R. Well, we got to figure out what R is first. No, we got to figure out what the angle is. So you have 2 angles. How do you figure out what the third angle is going to be? So let's do that quickly. Hurry up. Tell me what that is.
56.
Somebody already said 56. So that's 56 degrees. Anybody else agree with that? And now, sine of 49 over Q is equal to what, Emily? Well, wait a minute. I need you up on the board. Look up on the board. I need this relationship right here. This is what I'm trying to find for you. That ratio.
Oh, I said for the second part of it,
Yes.
I said sine 56
Over.
over.
Beautiful. That is correct. That's what I was looking for. Sorry. Everybody good with that? All right. Patrick, go ahead. What does Q equal?
Q equals 49. Wait, Q equals 20 times the sine of 49 divided by the sine of 56.
You're awesome. Do that. So what do we come up with?
18.2.
18.2 roughly? All right, 18.2. All right, you're supposed to speak up if you're not sure. All right, let's knock out number 3. Go.
Okay, so sine of 73.
Wait a minute. I'm on number 3.
Oh, no. So angle T. So sine of 98 over 19.8 equals sine of T over 12.
Beautiful. So what does sine of T equal?
Sine of T equals 12 times sine 98 divided by 19.8.
So sine of T is about what? Point.
6.001622.
All right, so angle T then, guys. How do I find angle T?
That inverse sine.
Inverse sine of that answer. So angle T is roughly what?
36.9.
Is everybody at 36.9? Well, that's why I want you to make sure you're using your calculator now. I don't want you to round sine T to 0.6. Everybody understand me? Don't round sine of T. Is everybody with me? All right, you do the answer inverse sine of that answer. Yes.
I know this might.
Come on, just tell me.
Why is it 19.8 sine?
Because it's a side. Because it's a side.
Oh, okay.
But remember, every trig function follows an angle. You with me on that? So sine angle. All right, sine angle. All right, you cannot write a trig function without an angle. If you don't know what the angle is, that's your variable.
Okay.
All right? All right, I think I'm happy with that. Uh-oh. No, let's go ahead and do number 1 now on the next one. Yeah, we got a lot to do tonight. All right, you're welcome. All right, here we go. Now, we're solving this triangle, correct? So what does that mean I need to do? Find everything that's missing. That's what you're supposed to do. Find everything that's missing. Right now, we're going to find angle A. Somebody tell me what angle A is. Who said that? What is it? 47.7. Beautiful. All right. Now, what I always tell kids is highlight the angle and the side opposite that you know. This is what I have right here. Everybody with me on this? Everybody good? All right. So set that up for me. That would be what? Someone tell me.
Sine 67
Sine of 67,
over 15
15. Okay?
equals sine of 65.3 over C.
Beautiful. So now cross multiply, divide. So I want you to write C equals 15 sine 65.3 divided by what?
Sine 67.
Right? And so C is roughly how much?
14.8.
Somebody said 14.8. So C is 14.8. Now I'm missing side A, which is down here. So now keep the same ratio. The things that you did not estimate on, use those. So now we write sine 67 over 15 is equal to, someone? I'm listening. Good job. Sine 47.7 over A. And so A is equal to, I'm listening,
15 sine 47.7 divided by 15. Oh no, 6 sine 67.
exactly. Come on, come on. So what does A equal?
12.1.
About 12.1. Everybody happy with that? Everybody happy? All right. I don't think that's that bad. All right. Requires a little bit of practice. All right. Did I give you the answers at the bottom, or did I post the
Yeah,
answers?
they're all.
Yeah, they're all on the bottom. The answers are at the bottom. All right. Now look, guys. I'm telling you now. I want to see the work. All right. You don't have to do any more work than I do. That's how I want to set up. You have to set up the proportion. All right. Now again, this topic's kind of important because it's helpful on your SATs and ACTs. All right. These are for non-right triangles. These are for non-right triangles. Everybody with me? All right. So tomorrow when you come to class, I'm going to say post them to Google Classroom so I can take a look at it. Everybody with me? If you get done tonight, as soon as you're done, you can post it to Google Classroom. That's fine. But when you get to class, I'm going to say post it. It's kind of annoying if I have to say post it every day. All right. Anybody have any questions? Please practice. Practice. You need the practice. This is super important. First test is Friday, by the way.